What's up, everybody? Chris here from Bold Canyon Outdoors. I am out in the BCO Adventure Jeep with Alana from Alana Jordan Photography. Got a couple of kids in the back, but no dogs today, and I'll explain why in just a minute. We are headed out east towards Superior again for another adventure, and this one might be a little bit odd. As you've seen in previous videos, we've been out to Superior before. We've been to the wagon wheel tracks, and where we're going today is just across the highway and out in the desert a little bit from the wagon wheel tracks, and it's the old historic Pinal cemetery. We've been out there before, and when we went out there before, we weren't filming. We took a few pictures of some graves and things like that, but we weren't putting a video together, and we felt like we needed to this time. So a couple of things are going on. Number one, outside of Phoenix, we're under a heat advisory, so it's going to be 111, 112 degrees today, so it's going to be very hot. And why are we going on an adventure in the desert when it's that hot? Well, I'll explain that in a moment. So that's one of the reasons we aren't bringing the dogs. It's very hot out. We didn't want to leave them in the Jeep with the AC running or have them go out and burn their paws or anything like that. And both dogs sort of had adverse reactions to cemeteries. Joe especially does not like going in, gets a really uneasy feeling, not sure why, but it is what it is. So the dogs are at home due to heat and because we're going to the old cemetery. As I said, we've been out there before. The reason we went out there before is this is the final resting place of Mattie Earp, who is Wyatt Earp's former common law wife. So Wyatt Earp was married once. His first wife died in childbirth, and he ended up with Mattie Blaylock, or Celia Ann Blaylock, who he met, and she was his common law wife. They never married, but they were common law husband and wife. And Celia Ann Blaylock ended up going by Mattie Earp. Well, if you've seen the movie Tombstone or know anything about Wyatt Earp, they had all their issues down in southern Arizona. Wyatt Earp's brother was killed. He and his other brother and a couple of other people went on their revenge tour, and the third brother took Mattie, his wife, and they went out to California to avoid the trouble. Well, while they were gone, Wyatt Earp hooked up with Josephine, don't remember her last name, but I'll put the information down below, an actress, and never came for Mattie. So Mattie eventually moved back to Globe, Arizona, got back into prostitution, and she took her own life by overdosing on laudanum and was put to rest at the Pinal Cemetery just outside of what is now Superior, Arizona. And here's where things get kind of weird. We're not sure if her gravesite is her actual gravesite. My daughter did some research, and it sounds like gravestones have been moved, vandalized, changed, so we don't know the exact location. Why is that strange? Because when we went out to this cemetery before, it's very obvious where the gravesite is, or where the supposed gravesite is. It's got a marker, people put coins on it, you know, it's very clearly marked. But what got really weird is last time we were out here, there was a section in the back of the cemetery that didn't have much growing in it. It was very kind of wastelandish. And I know we're out in the desert, but there's still tons of scrub and tons of desert plants, and this didn't have much growing in it. And my daughter comes out and says, "Hey, something feels off back here. I don't feel good back here." So we walk back there. Now, I walk back there in the state of mind like, gosh, I almost don't want to walk back here, because if I don't feel anything, I don't want to tell my daughter that there's nothing supernatural going on. Needless to say, Alana, myself, and my son, we all walked back there, and you were overwhelmed with kind of a compressive feeling. I was having problems hearing, and it just felt heavy and just felt off. Next thing we know, at about 95 degrees out, we were covered in goosebumps. I took some pictures of it, and it was just amazing to see. So that's one of the reasons why we're going out in the heat advisory at 110, 111 degrees, is because if it produces the same effect, that would really be telling of what could or could not possibly be going on in a supernatural way in the back part of the cemetery, and what effect it has on a living human being in the heat, because I don't get goosebumps very often, let alone when it's 110 degrees out. And so all that wrapped up is the reason why we didn't bring the dogs. The dogs don't like cemeteries. The dogs don't deal well with heat, so we left them at home. Now, you're going to want to read down below, because I'm going to put a little bit of information down below, and I'm probably going to put together a blog post on this with some history of what's going on and some information that my daughter found doing research about possible locations of Mattie Earp's grave. And there's a lot of question marks. I mean, there's a lot of, strange things and questions that aren't answered about where she's buried, what's going on at the cemetery. So it's going to be an adventure, and we appreciate you riding along with us. So let's go check out the old historic Pinal Cemetery. While we're driving out there, I did want to mention one other thing. In one of my previous videos, you saw me build a DIY tailgate table for the Jeep. So what that allowed me to do is take that yoga mat out between my drawer system and the tailgate. Drawers don't bang around. I even have one where I put in some recessed, like RV cabinet buttons to keep the drawers from moving. So now I've got the new DIY tailgate table in and the drawers in, and that space is just wide open there, about 3/4 of an inch, but nothing moves around. So this is sort of a shakedown test. So in the video, if you're hearing any clunking in the back, that's what it is. We're just trying to make sure that everything is secure and working well. So check out that video on the DIY tailgate table. It's really interesting, and hopefully it helps you guys out with your projects. And as always, do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe down there. And you know what else? Tag us on any adventures or DIY projects or any off-road stuff you have on Instagram. Our Instagram account is @Bold Canyon Outdoors, all one word. I'll put a link down below, but yeah, tag us on Instagram, show us your projects, show us your off-road adventures, and I'll give you some shout-outs on another video. Here we go. All right, so that is our typical introduction, and from this point on, we usually go in, we film our adventures, we take it back, put it on the computer, and do a bunch of editing, make sure it's all seamless and sounds great. However, from this point on, everything got a little bit weird. From the moment we pull up to the cemetery, everything you're going to see is completely unedited. Some of it sounds funny, there's a couple of cuss words at the very end, I apologize for that, but you'll see why. Make sure you wait until the very end and check out this experience. From the moment we got there, filming with my iPhone and Alana's iPhone, we picked up strange auditory phenomena that we didn't hear until we got back and put it on the computer. There's some white noise. There's some strange clicks and thumps. And you can be the judge. Take a listen to those and tell me what you think in the comments below. We found them to be kind of strange, and when we played them back on the computer, they didn't sound like noises that came from our feet as we were walking around. There were also a few distortions in the lenses of the camera that you can see. So I encourage you to pause and go back, play in slow motion, have a little fun with this video. The real truth of the matter is, the strangest stuff happened at the very end. We experienced some strange phenomena at this cemetery before, some cold spots, some chills, some goosebumps, things like that, and that was our reasoning for going back out. But what happens at the very end was very shocking to me. Alana standing right next to me, and as you can see from our reaction, we scurried right out of there. I don't know what to think. All I know is it definitely changed my view on extraordinary supernatural phenomena. Enjoy the rest of it, and be sure to comment below and let me know what you think. And if you end up out there, by all means, share your experiences with us. We want to hear from you and see if there's anything you experience. So take a look at our video footage, make sure you walk the whole cemetery, and see if anything feels out of place to you. We've explored a lot of places, and just a couple weeks ago, we went up to the Silver Bell Cemetery, which was just a bunch of people that died from the Spanish influenza epidemic 100+ years ago, and it was peaceful, it was beautiful, it was quiet, we felt nothing strange. So definitely share your experiences if you experience anything. We want to hear from you, so please comment below. I think we will go out here again. We definitely want to experience what's going on out there, and my kids have even thought, hey, let's bring out a white noise recorder, maybe an EMP type thing, and do a little bit of ghost hunting.
Today was not the day for it. Needless to say, we ran out of there a little bit shaken by what happened. So I know this video is a little bit longer than some of ours, but please check it out, stay till the end, and let me know what you think.
All right, here we are at the historic Pinal Cemetery. So we'll go in and we'll take a look. As you can see, it's under the backdrop of Picket Post Mountain over there. And it is all fenced in with barbed wire, probably to keep cattle out and just to mark it here. A little informational sign, served the nearby mill town of Picket Post, Pinal, 1876 to 1892. Yep. It says, unfortunately, a lot of the markers did not survive, but I know there are some pretty well-marked graves in here. And just inside the entrance, right over here, is Mattie Earp's grave. Now, this is not the original gravestone, and we don't even know if this is the actual final resting place. My daughter found some pictures, and it doesn't look anything like this. But this is the memoriam for Celia Blaylock, aka Mattie Earp. Walking further in past Mattie Blaylock's or Mattie Earp's gravesite, you start to see other stones and other stone circles. Now, a lot of this was unmarked, but a lot of it could have been damaged or moved or things like that. So you never know where you're walking, so just be careful. So this grave here is from the Guzman family. And apparently, this person was the matriarch of a family that's been in the superior area for ages. As you can see, they put up pipes to really protect this one. So a lot of these graves are claimed, and a lot of them, like maybe this circle right here, are not. Okay, so we're running into a little bit of a problem. My iPhone is overheating that I was doing filming on, so I'm borrowing Alana's right now, but it's probably going to overheat too. It's very hot out here. And we came back to this back corner of the graveyard because this is where we got the uneasy feeling and everybody got goosebumps. So hopefully we'll be able to get some footage back here. But with the phones overheating, with it being so hot out here, we'll see what we can get on film. Bear with us. All right, so this is the area in question. And my daughter's research showed that there could be graves back here, and Mattie Playlock might be buried back here. And instantly walking in here, we've got some pretty serious goosebump action. It's just as soon as you walk into this area, and you'll see right back here, you see there's brush and scrub and everything, but right here there's nothing. Nothing really growing here, nothing big. This is the area that can give you a really eerie feeling. Got some dead plants here.
My hair's not standing up. It's getting cold,
It's very quiet out here. Our eventual plan is to come out here at night. That would be interesting. Maybe do some EVP recordings. Back over in here is pretty cold. Bunch of rocks. What? Giant grasshopper. Oh, this is where it was, because this is where nothing is growing. Just a patch of dead earth. Well, I've had to give up my iPhone because it's been overheating. And back here is the section where my daughter initially felt the really cold area. When we were out here last time, as soon as I walked back here, everything just felt muffled in my ears. Now, I don't know if there's supernatural phenomena. I don't know. I can't, clearly say one way or the other what's going on out here, but it definitely has an eerie feeling. It's very quiet and very muffled. The sounds from the highway are super muffled, whereas over there you can hear them more clearly and it's further away from the highway. You don't really hear the wind that's blowing. I mean, it's definitely an eerie feeling out here. And on the ground here, like I said, there's just this big spot of dead earth. And there's a couple other spots back there where nothing really seems to be growing. This is the desert, not a ton of stuff grows, but there's always brush and cactus and grass. And we actually just had a little monsoon rain out here, so a lot of the stuff is really green, but there's still nothing growing. So we could take a walk. You can see this is the perimeter
of the graveyard right here. So we're back in the far corner. And this was initially the area where everybody felt really weird last time. But it's hot out today. I don't seem to feel anything cold or goosebumpy, but there's some weird sounds out here. There's some weird sounding grasshoppers. See, there's Goosebump Central. There it is. Now it's starting. Look at your leg. Holy cow. This is it, right? This has got to be the spot. Cassie, come up here. You're a little bit more in tune with this.
I'm not cold, but I definitely feel like it's
So right here is
different.
where Mom started to get big goosebumps again. There's two pretty significant grave sites right here.
I think it's javelina.
How did they get in here?
Bumps?
Yeah. My
Lizard just went scampering by. That lizard was running this way and purposely avoided this.
yeah, the hair on my legs is standing up.
Hairy legs.
Yeah.
Okay, a lizard was running right down this trail, and as soon as it got to right there, it took off that direction. It did not want to come through here. Is that a duck?
Sounded like a duck.
Desert duck? It's quieter right here. Cassie, come here. Stand right there. Tell me if it's quieter in that spot.
Yeah.
That's what I was feeling last time we were here. Was my
It's
ears
like
were
a weird
muffled.
muffled.
Run away. I just saw something over here.
Here, quick.
That was weird.
Which way was it walking?
This way. I saw it from about right, because I was standing there, I saw it from about right here, move in front of this and go this way. Or maybe somebody that has no marker and is just wandering around. That was really weird.
Oh. Yeah, so it's so weird. As soon as you walk through this little doorway here between these bushes, it gets cold, like chilly, and like goosebumpy. Every single time. Then you walk out and you're fine again. Even though there's a little breeze, it's way colder in here. More of like a goosebumpy chill. then when you come back out here, you can feel the breeze, but it's not like cold. It doesn't give you goosebumps. It's so weird.
So Alana's filming back here. She's been gripped with goosebumps every time she walks into this section.
Goosebumps puppy, but not my hands don't, or my hair doesn't stand up like it did over there. That was weird.
This spot here. Strangest sounding grasshopper. Just be careful not to walk on the graves.
Over here, it's just hot.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And you get off over here. And you get goosebumpy and chills all the way down your back.
Let me see.
I don't know, it's not as... And yeah, they are kind of standing up.
But it's definitely,
But it's not
it's
as
weird. It
much
was
as
hotter
was
over there.
before.
We'll go back to that spot where you were before. Was that right here? Let's see what it does with your goosebumps. Oh, look at your leg. Wow. I love that sound.
Is that... Is your hair standing up, or is it just...
I don't know. I don't feel a chill.
Feel it? Now I'm hot again. And I feel like it's hard to breathe.
Yeah, that's what I always feel right.
Yeah, especially right here.
Yeah, this is where I always feel a little bit more. Put that up in the sun again. Jeez. Listen to those guys. That's so awesome.
It's hard to breathe right here.
Quiet, yeah. So weird. Okay, we're leaving. We're leaving.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see my abs. Holy shit.
Are you filming now?
I think I was filming. Hopefully I had my shadow on the ground. But I immediately got, my whole body got chills.
Alright, it's time to go, Connor. We're leaving.
When I got to this corner, I got chills. Like,
We are not...
Okay, I hold my phone like this. Okay, it went straight up.
his phone went flying.
My phone went flying like 10 feet. I saw it leave my hand. I don't know, I hope so. I think I'm filming now. But whatever, we're leaving. What did you say? Okay. Oh, that was fun.
I was right about to walk back there too. I see that.
Holy shit, I can breathe again.
Hey, yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So weird. Okay, we're leaving. We're leaving.
Okay. That was crazy. That
Jesus.
wasn't Dad just dropping his phone.
You saw it?
Yeah.
I didn't.
I saw it as soon as after it left his hand, and I saw it land in the bush. It was right after I asked you about your hair on your arms.
Which I think I was filming. Crap. Hold on. We can turn off Bluetooth so we have sound. Right.
That was crazy. Because I walked up to you, asked you about your arms, and then you said it's going to sound like blood in here. So
See, I'm filming those two.
Then we walked back. And then I went up to you and asked you about your arm.
Oh! Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god!
What?
I should have filmed you figuring it out. Then it stopped. Oh my god, is that chill?
It stopped!
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's filming back here.
Was mommy filming?
What the?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, that.
But there's nothing after that.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see my hands. Holy shit. I think I was feet.
Okay, let's go.
Alright, yep.
Yeah, holy crap.
So how high enough to go like this?
I don't know. We're gonna have to
It
play it back in
went.
slow motion.
It went pretty high.
Or can you play it in slow motion?
Yeah, I can play it in slow motion. Oh, I wonder if we can stop it right when it happens. Let's see if there's anything in front of me.
That was
Because
creepy.
because when I'm filming, I'm holding my phone like this. I can't throw it.
So did it go up?
Oh god, I wish
I don't
was
know.
recording, but
It was
wasn't.
gone, and then I heard it land. You weren't recording?
No.
I thought you were recording.
No.
Oh, God. I'm not putting that on YouTube, guys.
Okay.
You know what?
I mean, I guess I can.
Holy crap.
Oh, my stomach hurts. Do you have water? All right, guys, we're on our way out from the cemetery, headed back home now. So I'm not sure what was going on back there. You definitely feel some strange things. It makes it harder to breathe in some areas, and obviously lots of chills. I don't know, honey. I don't know what to say. I didn't see it in the air. I heard it land.
Yeah, I just kind of saw it right as the top of the arc as it went down.
Your phone was so high.
It was probably 6 feet in the air. It was at least 6 feet in the air.
6 feet above me?
Well, no, maybe like 2 or 3 feet above you.
Well, that's 9 feet in the air. Connor just said it showed me when it was above the bushes.
Pretty high.
It's fast.
Oh my gosh.
What?
That's your hat. It's
What?
above your head.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's his hat. It was above his head.